Greetings Earthlings, my name is Yo the Extraterrestrial, but you can call me Diego. But today, a new Tomodachi Life Living the Dream trailer just dropped. Just like last time, I'm going to go over the video and show you everything new that I think I found. Starting with this new shot of the beach, where we see a few new Miis, and they're all interacting in the beach except for two Miis. The one's over by the vending machine and the other one's over by the TNC rental building. But we see a total of 8 Miis in the beach, and we see some Miis interacting with stuff. We see the old man from the first trailer playing guitar, which that's maybe one of the new gifts that you can give the Miis. We see these two probably kids running around, a Mii that's doing setups right behind this girl that's lounging, and two Miis talking on the sand. So there's quite a bit of things for these Miis to do here in the beach. Another detail I found is these two Miis walking. Last time I analyzed the first trailer, I theorized that this right price building might be the new pawn shop, and here I found this sign that seems like the recycling sign that probably points to even more evidence that this is probably the new pawn shop in this game. Over here by the fountain, we see these two Miis sitting around and talking, and right beside them, this girl is messing around with the lamppost in the street, so they'll be able to even interact with stuff that normally I wouldn't even have thought that they were interactable, but it seems like they can. And here back in the beach, we see the two kids playing some chambara, which is the swords look like they're taken straight out of Nintendo Switch Sports. And then in this new zoomed out shot, we see a new house over here to the right, which brings my total prediction of houses from 15 to 16 houses. And over here, last time I also predicted that the Tomoya building is the new cafe, and we have some new evidence that it probably is, since there's a menu sign right outside its window. Now this is some of the things that people were most excited about, which is the Mii Maker, which we start with the new heads, that there's new heads added to the Mii Maker that aren't in the normal Switch. And I think these are the new heads. I could be wrong, but I think these are the new ones that we've never seen before, bringing the total of heads from 12 to an impressive 16. We also have new eyebrows, bringing the total from 24 to 25, but keep in mind that there's even more eyebrows below the ones that we see in this shot. So there's probably like 30, 35, or maybe even 40. And we see this Mii rocking some new beards and a new hairstyle as well. Here we see the new hair color options, that this is just like the Miitopia hair colors. We get the standard 8, and then we get just an in-depth color wheel, which from the get-go you can choose some extravagant hair colors. You don't have to buy the new hairspray, so the hairspray won't be one of the new items that you can give to the Miis, which that is very interesting. And we see this Mii rocking some makeup just like the Miitopia one. You see them with the shiny eyes and the lipstick. This game will probably even improve on Miitopia's makeup system, so I'm very excited to see what people make with this. With the hairs, you can see that you can choose between sets of hair, which are probably like the default ones, or make your own by changing the bangs and the back of the hair. You can also choose the sub color just like in Miitopia. So just like I said in the previous video, you'll be able to change the color of the hair itself and like a detailed sub color that adds dimension to the hair. Here we see another Mii with a new hairstyle, a new beard, and we see the lineup of mounts. We don't see it completely, but from just the list here, it's clearly an upgrade from the 36 that the Nintendo Switch Mii Maker has. And we also apparently have the choice to enable and disable like lips or lipstick to every mouth. So it's crazy how in depth this Mii Maker is compared to the one in Miitopia and the previous Tomodachi Life games. Here we get a better look at the sets of hair. We don't see the full list, but we can tell that there's at least 45 visible icons of hair, given that we don't see the first row of hairs, but the heads that showcase the hair is still visible. So just in this shot alone, we see 45 available sets of hair. And from these I counted a few new ones, which are these. And just like the mouse, we get some new noses, bringing the 36 to a probable like 40, 45, since we see a few new ones right here. In the overall Mii Maker menu, we see 2 new icons, which are probably the face details where you would enable like the wrinkles, the freckles, and then below that we see where probably the makeup options will be in. Next up in the personality, we see a few changes, but nothing extreme. We just see them changing the words. After this, we see one of the cutscenes that plays when you first put a Mii into the island, and we see the default clothing and the default interior based on their favorite color and probably their personality type. We see her wearing a sweater, some sweatpants, and some nice red shoes, which is probably her favorite color. And the interior probably reflects their favorite color and their personality, just like they did in Tomodachi Life. Then we see some probable gifts or items that you are able to give the Miis once they level up that were previously in Tomodachi Life. We see the book, which is now a horror book. They'll probably pick up different books, maybe based on their personality or just at random. And the bubble blower also comes back. The maracas also coming back. And then we get some sneak peeks into some of the new interiors. We see this old lady doing some ballerina moves, also confirming that the ballet manual is probably coming back, and her room filled with K-pop posters, merch, books. We see the bed at the corner of the screen and a desk, which I will talk about, since also in the next room that we see also a desk, and it'll probably have a bed as well. Instead of them just popping out beds when they want to go to sleep, the rooms will probably now have at least a desk and bed that each room will have. We also get a glimpse of how maybe the problems in the menu will work in this game by seeing in the bottom right corner of this shot right here, we see that there's the white button with a Mii icon and then a 5 notification on the top right of it. So the game will probably tell you which Miis have problems and where they are. And next to that, we see the X button leads you to probably a menu of some kind, the main menu to save and quit, create a new Mii and whatnot. So instead of a town hall, you'll probably be able to do most of the things that you were able to do in the town hall at the press of a button. We now get a glimpse into some food, making the first visible food item that we get in Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, the Napa cabbage, which is a returning item from Tomodachi Life. We also see how the Mii's personality levels and their hunger status looks in this game, which for the American version, the order used to be super all-time favorite to favorite foods to worst ever, and now it's much more simple and easier to read, and probably will be the same in most countries, which is now loves to likes to loads. We also see some new personalities, a new personality group called Ambitious, and a new sub-personality from the Ambitious group, the Achiever. And this is one of the most important parts of this trailer. First off, a new gift that you'll be able to give the Miis, just like you were able to give them a 3DS and a Wii U, they'll now be able to use a Nintendo Switch, which is really cool. I really hope that they would bring it back. And there's also a new house in this shot, bringing the total from 16 to 17. 2 new houses in this trailer, and there are probably more, but I'm having a lot of trouble counting the houses again and the Miis. There's just too much going on in this trailer. But the most important part of this clip is that you can now influence Miis to talk to each other, just like you would in Miitopia from dragging them from room to room. You'll now be able to drag a Mii to another so they can start talking or meet up like in Miitopia. And speaking of how they used to talk in Miitopia, the relationship system seems much more similar to the Miitopia one, it being a level that goes up as they keep talking and hanging out. Here they go from strangers to acquaintances and getting familiar. And then we see a glimpse into some dreams and maybe some mini games or interactions, which is the first one. I think it's personally a mini game, since I noticed that in all the dreams that we've seen, the aspect ratio changes. I think these are news reports that have footage of what is going on around the island. And speaking of Mii News, I was right about it called Mii News Network, because here we see the logo Mii News and MNN, which is probably Mii News Network. I don't know what else it could be right from that, so I was right about that. And then we get the big reveal that Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, not only is it coming in 2026, it's coming in spring 2026, which I can already predict when it might come. And since Tomodachi Life dropped in April of 2013, I think Tomodachi Life Living the Dream will also drop in April of 2026. But this is just speculation and theorizing based on a 2-minute trailer that does not give much details, just like we did last time for the first trailer that dropped. I hope they do a direct that solely focuses on Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, just like they did for the 3DS version. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they also did a mini direct for Miitopia for the 3DS, but I don't know. When new news or a new trailer drop for this game, I will be right here to analyze and give you all the details I have found. So until then, leave a like before you go, subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and hit the bell notification icon so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Stay safe, stay weird, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.